During this holiday season, give your loved ones a gift that keeps on giving for the rest of their life. Torpedopot is the only affordable self-growing flower pot that ensures your future food survival. All you do is add soil, seeds, and seedlings to the flower pot and watch your plants grow. Torpedopot can grow nutritious food in such abundance and variety that you can produce more food than your local farm. Visit www.torpedopot.com.
So it's been almost about a year or so since Jim Crow Joe, has been in office. And a lot of black people, of course, some of them are afraid to admit that they made a mistake voting for him, that they didn't vote for him for the things that he's pushing. Now, you had a sister by the name of Teresa Moore, she said that she was ashamed to admit that she considered not voting in the last presidential election because she found the options uninspiring. She said, but her husband advised her to take inventory on the choices and vote. And let me say something about that. Do you know you're the only group of people that think like that? She said that the options was uninspiring. In other words, I don't want to vote for now one of them. Why is it that you are so compulsory with voting? Why? It's a religion to y'all, a lot of you. If I don't feel like these candidates are it, I'm not wasting my time with them. I'm not. If they're not giving me my community something, I can care less about, man, I'm not on that all this. No. I care about my community. What are we getting? Because we've been needing something. We have stayed on the back burner for so long. So long. And it's so annoying and frustrating. Do you know my greatest frustration with Black America is that you cut your own throat. That's what you do to everybody else. You only have a minority of people in the Black American community that's trying to fight and do the right thing. Then you have another group that's trying to undermine and keep black people enslaved, literally, mentally, and literally, physically. And you might say, what you mean by enslaved? We're not no slaves today. Oh, yes, you are. You're a slave when you don't feed yourself. You're a slave when you don't own and control your own economy. And the thing is, anybody that's trying to push that, you don't want that. You want to make sure you can keep working for massa. You don't want to do nothing on your own. This is why you want the Democrats to give you programs, to give you free stuff. That's all you want, some of you. That's why you love the Democrat Party so much. You don't want to do for self like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you. You don't want to do that. Oh, no. Only thing a lot of you want in America is just don't treat me as racist. Just be nice to me. Listen, all they got to do is be nice to you, and you cool with them ruling you for another 1,000 years. You cool with it. Listen, Mr. White Man, you can run it all. I don't want to do nothing. Just treat me just a little bit better. Can you just treat me nice? Just treat me nice. That's it. If you treat me nice, give me a little job, just don't harm me, and I'm happy. That's the majority of you. You don't want to run nothing. You don't want to do nothing. And that's my greatest frustration. And Kellen talked about this, in the live stream me and him done together, right? There's a time that I'm going to y'all can have it. That time's going to come because I'm not going to waste my whole life talking to y'all. I'm looking at a brother like Dr. Claude Anderson, spent his life dedicating to y'all, preaching y'all, giving you books, giving you so much game. Minister Farrakhan, another one, told y'all what to do. So many great people, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, John Henry Clark, you could name the names. They have gave you so much game. You don't need nothing new to be told to you. God did send you some of the greatest people ever to speak to you, and you so hard-headed, stiff-necked, stubborn people. It's like you want to be ruled by somebody else. Other groups come here, they trying to get in when they fit in so they can rule themselves. They play the game to get what they want. They play politics to get what they want. They know exactly what to do. They play you to get what they want. And then when they get in position, I'm like, man, F y'all, we where we at now. We don't need no coalition no more. See, I used you to come in here. Oh, yeah, we discriminate like you. Hey, black people, we join with you. And then the moment they get up, they're like, man, I don't know nothing about y'all. They always do that to you. I don't understand a lot of you. So the sister went on and said that she poured through the speeches and researched the candidates' proposed initiatives and decided on Jim Crow Joe because he promised he would not forget black people once he got in office. Okay. Now, so after nearly a year of observing Biden's work in office, Moore says she is less enthusiastic about her vote and concerned about his administration's commitment to fulfill his campaign promises. She said, I don't want to judge too soon. Now, the sister is 47. She's a human resource specialist in suburban Chicago. He said, but I can't say I'm excited about what I've seen. I've seen bills passed protecting the model minorities against hate crimes and other particular groups, of people. Those bills were needed, but I haven't seen much of black people. They say she paused. And then again, she said the Republicans won't support anything Biden wants to get done to help us without a big fight or rejection. Plus, he's not getting enough help from his own party. So while I'm disappointed, I do know what's really going on. It's not all his fault. I'm a little different, my sister, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's go back to that Asian hate crime bill. Democrats and Republicans were unanimous on that. They're never unanimous on anything. But when it came to that, they were. Joe Manchin, the Joe Manchin problem, the Christian Cinema, they was unanimous. Even your Congressional Black Caucus were unanimous. Oh no, I don't cut him no slack at all. They have everything on their side right now. That filibuster thing, that is a rule, not a law. They can throw that rule out tomorrow if they want to. And they chose not to. So no, I do not want to hear that, well, the Republicans, no, it's not about the Republicans at all. It's them. They control everything right now. And if they want to do voting rights, they can do it today. If they want to give a hate crime legislation to black people, they can do that today. If they want the George Floyd bill, they can do that today on party lines if they wanted to. But I will say it like this, that Kristen Sinema, she's just exposing her racist views. That Joe Manchin, he's exposing his racist views. And also about Joe Manchin, which I'll talk about him and his state a little later. But, I mean, he's really exposing his racism. And notice Biden won't call him out. Kamala won't call him out either. They will not say anything. Because they know good and well who that man got going down. Anyway, so they said the sisters, thoughts mirrors that of many black Americans who had hope for laws that improve their lives. They say Biden's approval rating has fallen sharply in the recent months, particularly amid the concerns about inflation, immigration, and the virus. Now, they said Biden's approval among black Americans remain higher than among voters more broadly, according to Politico Morning Consult poll of 1,998 voters released this month. 58% of black respondents said they approved the job Biden was doing as president, compared to 43% of all voters. However, Biden's approval among black voters have been sliding throughout the year. As a poll by HIT Strategy showed that 48% of black voters said in November that Biden was addressing their needs, compared to 66% of the respondents in June. Now, I say the poll is a reported a margin of sampling error of 3.1 percentage points. Now, black people are particularly concerned that the two bills that have become cornerstones of the black-centered policy, the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act of 2021 and the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, have yet to reach the Senate floor after they passed the Democratic-controlled House this year. At the same time, even the critics allow that Biden has a checklist of achievements that, while they are not specific to black people, serve their best interest, which they don't. Let me tell you something. Black people didn't go vote for Biden for a Build Back Better plan. Black people didn't go vote for Biden for an Asian hate crime bill. Black people didn't go vote for Biden to be talking about anything else that he's talking about, right? They voted for him for voting rights and the George Floyd bill. That's the two things that they voted for him on. That's what got them to the polls. Biden and them was run off at the mouth talking about, if you just get us in, we can get the voting rights done and we can get the George Floyd bill done. That help us get the majority. Y'all in Georgia, we need Georgia. Come on, black people, we need Georgia. Help us out. And you did. And what did you get? Him doing everything else for everybody else but you. And then because they don't want to accept what they do, well, the Republicans, you didn't vote for the Republicans. Stop mentioning them. You voted for Democrats. So Democrats are supposed to do for you. I don't know why you keep bringing up Republicans every time somebody mentions your voting and what you do for Democrats. Democrats are supposed to serve you. Now, they say Joe Manchin, they say he dealt the blow to Biden when he declared over the weekend that he is not going to support the Build Back Better Act Biden signature bill that includes sweeping social safety net provisions and ways to address climate change. Let me tell you something. When they talk about addressing climate change, none of them control anything. They can't control if it gets 30 degrees tomorrow or it gets 90 degrees the next day. That's why I'm like, what are you doing? You can't control what God controls. I mean, it doesn't make, I think it's kind of arrogant to even say that. But anyway, they say now he effectively killed the bill, which has no known Republican support. Similarly, lack of support has stalled the Lewis voting and the Floyd policing bills, which are the administration's signature initiatives as far as black people are concerned. They say the Lewis bill will restore the Voting Rights Act of 1965 and require states and localities with systemic histories of crafting discriminatory voting laws to get special preclearance from the Justice Department before they enact such laws. Now, the Floyd bill will seek to reduce racial bias in policing, misconduct by race soldiers, and excessive force used by law enforcement. Also, it would push for unqualified immunity. But you know how that goes. Now, the bills that was passed the Democratic-controlled House on the mostly party line votes blocked by Republican opposition and even split in the Senate. Now, I said Democrat strategists said black people's concerns center on feeling neglected or taken for granted after they were driving force in the election and the parties winning the Senate. Now, the guy says, and I quote, I do think there's a frustration that you asked us to go above and beyond and show up in the middle of a pandemic and amid all the voter suppression. And not only did we deliver, but we also delivered the Senate, a strategist said, saying, he said, and what did we get for it? He said, we get a lot of evasiveness. He said, and the filibuster, a lot of excuses about Joe Manchin and being patient. And the thing about Joe Manchin, that dude, he's so corporate bought. It's amazing to me how, if you go to West Virginia, them people struggling out there. Them white folks are struggling in West Virginia for real, for real. So everything that Biden trying to do to child tax credit, that would benefit West Virginia, that's for sure. Because like I say, they struggling out there. All the safety net, that would benefit West Virginia. That I can tell you. So he's not doing this for West Virginia. He doing it on his corporate buddies, and he doing it for himself. And for sure, he don't want black people to have no voting rights. We've been thinking about it. If black people had voting rights, it wouldn't even affect West Virginia like that. Because there ain't a lot of black people in West Virginia. It's really not. No, he's just going along with white supremacy. And white supremacy always said that we do not want black people to have any kind of control of their destiny. We don't. We have to stay in control. We would decide what's good and what's bad for black people. They can't do it. We don't want them to have no enclave of political power anywhere. Will they run the yard? No, we don't want that. You understand? They don't want too many cities like Atlanta where black people control the politics. They don't want that. They don't want that all over the United States. Hell no. Shoot, they want to break up Atlanta too. They don't like that. Well, black people decide the politics. Black people decide the business. No. But me personally, what I believe, I told y'all this, and let's see if I'm right or wrong. I believe that midterms is going to be a sea of red. And then Biden and them going to come back angry at black people saying, it's y'all fault. Y'all didn't show up. Well, you didn't show up for us. So why black people should show up for you? Let me tell you something, that Mark Morale, let me address him too before I get to this next point. he came out saying that he's pushing back on black people, saying Biden didn't do anything for black people. Because you know why he's pushing back? Because Biden has 22 black people in his cabinet. Those are the black folk that's speaking on your behalf. And you wonder why this community don't get anywhere? Mark Morale, Al Sharpton, all that bunch, that Boulay bunch, civil rights generation bunch, that think 22 people that got a job in the cabinet is good enough, but screw 40 million people. That's them. Just a black face. That's all we need. We just need a black face. I'm happy with that. And you getting your check too. Matter of fact, Mark Morale is paid by a lot of white liberals. This is why he don't fight for black people like that. See, you don't have no Mark Morales in the modern minority community. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have those kind of people that's cutting their throat politically. The Hispanic community don't have that. The Jewish community don't have that. The Arab community, the East Indian community, they don't have that. Only us, we got these so-called civil rights groups that go and cut our throat. This is why they invited to everything. Notice, they want to talk to Mark Morale in the Urban League. They want to talk to the NAACP. They want to talk to Al Sharpton. But notice, Biden didn't want to talk to Black Lives Matter not one time. Because he afraid of what they're going to tell him. Now, didn't he tell Ice Cube, well, I'll talk to you after I get elected? Ice Cube ain't been up there yet. He has not been up there yet. This guy is full of ish, man. But black folk, well, we just had to get Trump out. Okay, you got him out. Now what? Now what? We worse off today than what we was when he was in office. Because at least Trump, he was equal across the board on how he treated everybody with his racism. I guarantee you Trump wouldn't have pushed no Asian bill. But that's this is what y'all like to go do. And this is why, like I said, when I'm done with this, I'm done. Because I'm so tired of watching my community cut their own throat. I'm so tired of watching my people fight so hard and always taking 10 steps back. Not because we don't have people that want to fight. No. We have people that want to fight. But look at the Haitians. They couldn't get the French off their back until they dealt with the raccoons. And we don't want to deal with the raccoons like talking about. Like black folks should be given that smoke all the time. Stand on their neck. That Urban League, the NAACP, Al Sharpton, black folks should be on their neck. Because they're not representing black folks at all. They have no respect for the black grassroots. They don't reach out to nobody. They don't even want to say, hey, can I come on your show and talk to the people? They don't want to do any of that. Because they're happy with their little position on the plantation and they have they little money that they get from them folks as long as they keep cutting our throat. That's what that is. So I say going into 2022 that we should be extremely venomous to these bootlicks that's cutting our throat politically. If you're not going to fight for black people and do the right thing, get the hell on somewhere. Go home. Go sit down somewhere. Why you keep showing up cutting our throat, man? Why? Shoot, I mean, we can do bad by ourselves. We don't need no help. But, let me know what you think about this particular, story here. Like I said, it just frustrates me. Because every time it's the same cast of characters that's cutting our throats politically. The same ones. And we as a community, we really need to be on them. We need to give them so much smoke that they go and sit down now. They're like, nah, I'm not talking for them no more. I said, because they was on me so heavy. They was giving so much backlash about what I've been doing. Talking about you happy that Biden got 22 black people on the cabinet. But while 40 million black people are suffering. This is the kind of people that you have out here. But with that being said, definitely thank you for watching the video. We greatly appreciate it. But make sure you check out our end of the year fundraiser as we are raising funds for our next steps in 2022. If you go to that GoFundMe, the link will be below. And also it'll be at the end of the video, the little picture you'll see. You can go over there and watch the promo video, and it'll tell you everything that we're planning to do in 2022 and how you can help us be a part of that. But leave me a comment. Definitely let me know what you think about this particular story. But like I said, it just makes me shake my head. And let me know in the comments you feel like me, though. You know, are you sick and tired of what's happening in Black America? That Black America trying to take steps, but you got these, you know, bootleg, old school bootlicks just constantly keep cutting our throats politically with these folks? Yeah, let me know.
Living in America as a Black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a Black American person, you must understand this system because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.